Hello everyone. In this video we will study the events ahead to gametogenesis. So if you have not watched my video on male reproductive system, female reproductive system, spermatogenesis, oogenesis, menstrual cycle, just go back and all the videos are already being uploaded. Hope they will be helpful to you. Now let me give an overview here what is left now. Now, events of sexual reproduction was explained in chapter number 1 also. Here we are studying about human beings. So the first event is pre-fertilization event, and we are just over with gametogenesis, which was of two types: spermatogenesis in the human males and oogenesis in the human females. Now we will be studying gamete transfer. After that, the event will get changed. We will come in fertilization event, in which zygote formation has to happen, and then we will reach at the last event, which is post-fertilization event, in which embryo formation happens. So we are moving ahead to the second step where gamete transfer has to happen. Now gametes are already ready because we have already read them in the gametogenesis, wherein sperms were formed and the female gamete, secondary oocyte, has also been formed. Now if you have noticed peculiarly, then sperms were the gametes that were motile, and they were motile because they were containing flagella, whereas the secondary oocyte that was produced as a result of meiosis 1 in the primary oocyte, it is actually the non-motile gamete. So of course, which gamete will come towards the female gamete? This male gamete or the sperm. So coitus will be done, and through this coitus or physical contact, the semen, which is actually a mixture of sperm along with the fluid of the accessory glands, it will reach the female genital tract, and after reaching the female genital tract, it will go from vagina to cervix to uterus to the fallopian tube. And where does it will reach? It has to reach at the right place. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon for the recent updates. And that right place is ampulla isthmic junction. Now why it has to reach there? Because ampulla isthmic junction is the site of fertilization in the human females. So all the coitus, they don't lead to fertilization, because if the sperms are not going to reach here, that means fertilization will not happen. Another essentiality that is required for fertilization to happen is the presence of secondary oocyte at the same place. So if after ovulation, the secondary oocyte, it waits for 48 hours for the sperm. If it does not get sperm there, then the body of the female, it prepares for the next menstrual cycle, right? So in gamete transfer, the sperms, they have to reach the right place, and that right place is ampulla isthmic junction. Now here in this diagram, I have shown you the secondary oocyte, which has the outer thick layer called corona radiata. Then the inner layer, which is thin, zona pellucida. Inside, the green colored structure is actually the nucleus of the secondary oocyte, which contains cortical granules in its peripheral cytoplasm or the cytoplasm towards the boundary. Now suppose a sperm comes in contact of the secondary oocyte at the right place, and that right place already I have told you is the ampulla isthmic junction, where fertilization happens in the human female. This ampulla isthmic junction is a part of fallopian tube or oviduct. So you can see here I have shown acrosome, which is there present at the head of the sperm. Now this acrosome will secrete hydrolytic enzymes, and one such category of enzymes are the sperm lysins. So these sperm lysins will be produced from the acrosome part. These are the hydrolytic enzymes which will disintegrate or break the corona radiata, and then they will puncture the zona pellucida. Once puncturing is done, the content like head, middle piece, they all go in the secondary oocyte nucleus. Now this blue nucleus here is the sperm nucleus. Now as soon as sperm nucleus passes inside the oocyte, these red dots or the cortical granules, they come out. Because membrane permeability changes, membrane opens, which leads to the passage of cortical granules, means they will move from the inner side and they will come towards the outer side of the secondary oocyte. Now why are they coming out? Because they are doing a reaction which is known as cortical reaction. Cortical reaction is the one where cortical granules, they come out of the secondary oocyte and they prevent further more sperms to come in contact with the same secondary oocyte. So cortical reaction is a very important reaction in which cortical granules, they come out and they surround the secondary oocyte. Now this reaction, whenever it happens, it prevents further more sperms to come in contact with the same secondary oocyte, so that no more sperm can donate its nucleus to the secondary oocyte, which has already been given one nucleus from a sperm. So as soon as the nucleus of the sperm, it comes in, cortical reaction happens. Simultaneously, this acts as a stimulus for the nucleus of the secondary oocyte. Now the nucleus, you know that secondary oocyte was actually the product of the meiotic I division. Now this secondary oocyte will quickly undergo meiosis II, and it will lead to the formation of ovum, which is again haploid in nature, and a small body which will be known as polar body. This polar body will not help in the sexual reproduction, but yes, this ovum is the female gamete which will fuse with the nucleus of the sperm. And with this, we will start the next event, which is fertilization. Remember, till here we have not fused the two haploid nuclei together. Thus, it will be counted in the pre-fertilization event only. When we will be talking about their fusion, we will count them in the fertilization event. So quickly move ahead to the fertilization event. So soon as all the reactions they get over, the next event happens in which the male gamete fuses with the female gamete. So the name of the male gamete was sperm, the name of the female gamete was ovum, and you already know that they both were haploid. Means they also contained 23 chromosomes in their each cell. Means one sperm contains 23 chromosomes. Another gamete also contains 23 chromosomes. These 23 chromosomes are exactly half of the chromosomes that are present in the somatic cells. That is why I have written here N. N defines the ploidy level, and N defines that the ploidy level is half. Means only half the chromosomes are present. Now, sooner after this, 23 chromosomes will fuse with the 23 chromosomes, and a unicellular structure will be formed, which is known as zygote. So zygote is the unicellular structure. It is the first formed cell that will mark the diploid generation. Diploid generation is also known as the sporophytic generation. So in exams, short question may be asked that which is the name of first formed diploid cell after gametogenesis? So you need to answer zygote is there. Zygote is the answer because zygote is formed as a result of fusion of two gametes which are haploid. Both contain 23 chromosomes. As a result, when 23 will add on to 23, it will result in 46 chromosomes which I have written here. Now in next video, I will define sex determination first, like who determines the sex of the baby, and then quickly we will finish up the chapter with post-fertilization event. So stay tuned and thank you.